government of Nigeria introduced an excise duty of 10 naira per liter on all carbonated drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, and beverages. What's the implication of this on the economy? We'll find out. But first, let's talk to some Nigerians to know what they feel about this development.
I will take from the angle that I really don't mind if they give charge additional cost 10 naira to these physic drinks or soda drinks, because I feel and the prime thing to man is to live healthy, and by including this additional charge, I think people would detest from buying these soda drinks.
Let me just say I take it throughout the week. Let me just say 7 bottles like that. But most of the time I don't have time to eat lunch, so I'll just use that one to replace lunch.
In Nigeria, we talk about the responsibilities of government to the citizen, but we do not start with the fact that there is no government except there is a citizen. And what makes citizen anywhere is that those who work pay taxes. Nigeria is currently undertaxed. We do not pay enough taxes.
They want to kill the poor man. Yes, they want to kill the poor man. How much I need any? Look at the right, look at the what's so-called, look at the salary. This manufacturer, they can advise them to reduce the sugar intake, to reduce the diabetes. But to introduce 10 naira on it is very bad. In fact, they want to kill those manufacturing companies. Because the people will prefer go and drink their water and forget about the minerals. A lot of people people like myself, I don't drink the minerals because it costs dedicated for me. So what is that?
According to the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the purpose for this tax is to discourage excessive consumption of sugar in beverages, which contributes to a number of health conditions, including diabetes and obesity, but also used to raise excess duties and revenues for health-related and other critical expenditures. An interview with a business expert, Gospel Obele, it tells me the implication of this on the economy.
We expected this because with high budget aspirations comes with high revenue aspirations as well. And the goal would now be how best to maximize or preferably tax revenue streams, all right, to meet those revenue aspirations in a sense for 2022. And so I'm not surprised that all of these initiatives are coming up. A few of these headlines have been flagged off in the Finance Act for the year. So we would expect this is likely in line with the current government's administration, to grow revenue base and all that. The only fear and concern is that you are increasing the cost of doing business for those product or brand owners in the sense who are already running on a very slim margin. All right, being as a result of the high cost and the competition as well that exists in different markets, geopolitically, geoeconomically in Nigerian context. So that will further shrink their margins. The likelihood is that they would also increase the price of their product, which would also mean that the consumer is faced with increased prices of foods and non-alcoholic beverages and the like. So it has a trickle-down effect on the economy, and just speak to the level of complexity and the relatively, how will I put it, just complexities of the Nigerian economy in the sense, yeah.
So as an economist, what would you say this is a favorable time to do so? Considering the fact that we just came out of a recession, COVID-19 pandemic, all that happened, and then, the common man wants to buy, have a bottle of drink and donuts, and then they are good to go. Because with that, maybe with 200 naira, a common man should be able to buy a bottle of drink and donuts, and it's good to go. So instead of having 3 square meals, you can just do one. So what will happen to the common man? Is this a favorable time to do so?
Yes, so it's a mix of many reactions, in all honesty, because if you look at it from different lenses, you have different views. Look at from the government lens, there is need to up revenue. There's a revenue crisis internally, and we are not maximizing our revenue streams enough. So that's a valid argument from the government bit. And that's because we've not been able to mobilize tax revenues effectively across all streams. Don't forget that even outside this whole 10 naira increase and all that, you still have a huge case of smuggling in the ports, understated custom duty taxes. You have also have a situation where invoices are understated, all right, across border, doing business across border, just in a bid to evade taxes and all that. So there's a big crack to deal in that space. But if you don't look at it from the lens of the average Nigerian, it's literally tight fisting and increasing the cost of living in the sense. And it's just so pathetic that it borders heavily on the basic necessities. I mean, the day-to-day, trying to get by and all of that. So there is really no right time or wrong time because of the nature of complexities we have. However, what I would have thought of as a headline solution, and which we are not thinking of so far, is being able to close all tax leakages. All right, so it's not necessarily trying to increase taxes or increase like what we currently have now, the 10 naira issue and all that. It's primarily to close tax leakages, or if you can close tax leakages and other leakages in the economy and reduce government waste, you by default have a lot of monies in your disposal to convert into core revenue engagement. All right, so that's a very quick win we're not looking at. And until our minds are open to those kind of quick wins, we won't be able to make enough rational or strategic economic decisions that would help the economy at the same time protect the average Nigerian.
Should the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning help us curtail our intake of sugar and forget about the excess duty of 10 naira per litre on all carbonated drinks? Your guess is as good as mine. For Impact Television, I'm Grace Paul Adebayo.